On today, and to thank Adam and the organisers of today's march for letting me have the opportunity to speak to you all. Our group, Our Will Be Done, Restore Democracy, has been working on a process called the Letter of Will. In accordance with their oath of office and the Australian Constitution, it is the duty of our elected members of Parliament to represent us and on our will on all and any issues that come before Parliament. In the past decade, we have seen very few of our MPs honour this oath. Time and time again, they are voting against their electorate's wishes and towing the party line, voting instead like puppets as directed by their party leaders. This past year, it seems that every single day, in one way or another, the majority of our MPs have broken that trust and breached their duty of office, and it's time we held them accountable. The Letter of Will process is one that every organisation and group can lawfully apply to have our members of Parliament adhere to our will on any matter or issue. The process has had little attention in the past because they do not want us to know how powerful it is. The Letter of Will was first brought to public attention in a short book titled Your Will Be Done by Arthur Tresby, a former federal member for Griffith and a constitutional research analyst. His short book is one of the most important and powerful documents to fall into the Australian public's hands. In his book, he recommends sending a letter of will to your MP whenever you feel strongly about an issue and you wish to inform that MP on how to represent you, with the goal being that if enough people in the electorate feel the same and send a similar letter, the MP will vote or act accordingly in Parliament, doing what he was elected to do and represent the will of his electorate. Unfortunately, Arthur, bless him, had a faith in politicians that was perhaps a little naive and a little misplaced. While there are most definitely good people in a bad system, we have discovered, not surprisingly I might add, that the vast majority of our MPs are not counting or keeping any letters of will that they receive. This means that no accountability or knowledge of just how many people in any given electorate are sending in letters to their MP, nor can we know for certain then if the MP is truly voting with his electorate or with his party. So how can the Letter of Will be used to take back control of our MPs and our Parliament without this accountability, and how can the desired outcome of change be achieved? Well, after many months of searching and learning, discussing and debate, trial and error, our small group of 5 gorgeous ladies discovered the answer to that very question. Our group has taken a simple and compelling idea and refined it into a powerful and effectual tool so that in an age of not so upstanding representation, we, the people, can take back the power of our Parliament. A power that always has been and always will be ours. We discovered 2 important stumbling blocks in Arthur's original idea. The first was the issue of the letters being accounted for. We realised that if we collect the letters of will on behalf of the people in an electorate, there would be accountability and a record of just how many people felt the same way on certain issues. By collecting them ourselves, those in the political arena who are not as upstanding as they should be cannot simply toss the letters in the bin as they have done in the past. The second issue was leaving the decision on how these issues raised would be dealt with in the hands of the MPs and in their own time frame. We realised this could mean months, if not years, before anything might get done. Every issue that you are here marching for today has been enacted, enabled, amended or created through legislation and the parliamentary process. It's all done by a bill being drafted, presented to the Parliament, and then the MPs voting on it. This is the same process whether it's a state or a federal issue. Marches, protests, rallies and petitions are so important to gain public awareness, to allow our voices to be heard and to send a message to our politicians that we are not happy. However, at the end of the day, no matter what the issue is, An MP has to draft a bill, present it to Parliament and have it pass the vote. So in order for us to change, repeal or restrict any of these issues, we must use the same process. We take an active role in our Parliament and we take the decision to change something out of the hands of our MPs and put them back in the hands of the people where it belongs. We do this in 4 simple steps. Step 1 is finding the MPs who feel the same way and support the issue that you are passionate about, and who will draft a bill to amend, repeal or create legislation that affects it. Step 2 is finding out where all the other MPs stand on that issue. Are they a no vote or a maybe? When we do that, we go and make a meeting with them, and that's step 3. We show them our letter of will and ask them how many signatures from your electorate on this letter will it take for you to change your vote to a yes and represent the will of your electorate. All of our letters of will include the following statement: I cannot conscientiously vote for anyone that is not willing to represent my will. This statement tells your MP that they will lose your vote if you sign the letter of will. At the end of the day, politicians are mainly motivated by votes and winning back their seat. Any MP who is on the fence or a no vote, who can be shown that his electorate by majority wants the change, will easily see that unless he follows his electorate's wishes, he will be out of a job come next election. This is a powerful motivator for 90% of our politicians. This leads us then to step 4, collecting signatures. We need to collect signatures in each electorate until we have the numbers required, and then we work with the MP who is drafting the bill and have the desired changes begin their journey into legislation. We can use this process for every single issue raised here today. Any organisation or group can use this process and we will help them facilitate it, create a letter of will and give them the template for which they can instigate in their organisations to have the legislation altered. If you have a group or an organisation that is trying to get legislation changed for any issue, please speak to us so we can help you implement this. If you haven't done so yet today, please come over to our little stand and sign our letters of will. Currently, we have 7 issues that we are working on: banning GMOs, stopping the TPP, ending fluoridation, repealing the VLAD legislation, an end to the financial entitlements of all our politicians. There's quite a few over there, so please do come and sign them. We have in our hands a powerful and effectual tool to finally hold our Parliament directly accountable and to make them adhere to their duty of office by representing the will of the people as they are meant to do. Representative government means a government by the people, for the people, through their representative. And it's time we reminded them just who's in charge. Thank you.